Hello, everyone, and welcome to the round 20 Vice Captain video. No trades because I've got no trades left. Anyway, first off, I want to say congratulations on your career, Sam Doherty. Yeah, what a man, what a journey, what a story. Yeah, glad you were able to go out on your own terms, and I'm glad you were able to kick a goal in your last game as well. So congrats to you. Alright, so we've had one game, obviously. Hawthorn against Carlton, where Hawthorn won by 4 goals. Yeah, who have we got here? James Sicily, I was thinking of bringing in. 130. Yeah, I was keen on him in the preseason, but then they had injuries to their forwards and he had to play a bit forward, so it didn't go there. Yeah, so a nice 130 game from him. Well, it's not Supercoach Classic relevant, but I've got a Cash League draft. And my opponent in my finals, Jarman Impey. He was on fire at the start of the game. And yeah, he's had a pretty good few weeks. And he scored a 108. He was on about 75 at half time. Oh boy. It seemed like, the Hawthorn game plan was kick the ball to Jarman Impey or give the ball to Jarman Impey. And also Carlton's game plan also seemed to be kick it to Jarman Impey. Anyway, yeah, 108 for him. Is there anyone else really relevant here? Will Day, if you held him for 16 weeks, he's got scored a 77. Lloyd Meek, someone who we could have brought in for Cherry, he only scored a 70. And John Newcomb, if you have him as a pod, yeah, he only scored a 58 and was subbed off. Alright, so yeah, no good there. On the Carlton side, George Stewart, if you have him as a pod, 109. Harry O'Farrell, or Hoff, scored a 102 if you picked him up as a rookie defender. Yeah, very nice, 102. Chera, the only person I have in this game, 84. Now, this was, I think for most of the first quarter, he was sitting on -1, and I was, well, if I had hair, I would have been tearing it out. But, he came back, had a stronger second half. He scored like 54, I think, because I think he was on about 30 at halftime. So, yep, 84, take that. Well, I have no choice to take that. Well, I was thinking when he was on 30 at halftime, like, oh, why didn't I loop him with, Zach Johnson? But 84 I probably would have taken. Sam Doherty, like we mentioned before, 71. TDK, if you still own him, 66. Did look a bit better when he was in the ruck when Pitternet was subbed off. Paddy Cripps, 75. Never going him again. If you have Matt Carroll as cover, he scored a 39, and I don't think there's really much else here. Okay, so let's go have a look at some team sheets. So obviously Carlton, Hawthorn have already played. All right, Essendon, Bulldogs. First of 2 Friday night games. All right, so Vigo Vicentini's been omitted. Archie omitted. Xavier Dersman's injured. Hey, Saad El Houli, if you've still got him. If you held him. Yeah, he's back. And I think he's named, I believe. Yeah, he's named on the wing. So, yeah, he should start not as a sub. Doesn't mean he won't be subbed out, though. And Goldie's back as well. And, yeah, don't think anyone still held Davidson. No one really there for the Bulldogs. Let's have a look. This will be an absolute bloodbath, I reckon. Another 90 points or so win to the Bulldogs, I think, coming up. And, wait, where's the bench? Alright, so I reckon either could be Lockie McNeil, Caleb Porter, or Oscar Baker as the subs, I reckon. And, no, you can't make Zach Johnson the sub 3rd week in a row. Come on. I think it has to be Oscar Smart, surely. I think it'll either be Smart or Johnson. Don't do it, Chris Scott. No, Brad Scott. Don't even know my own coach's name. Alright. The second of the Friday night games, and Sydney versus Western Sydney. We've got Jesse Hogan back, Josh Kelly back, Sam Taylor out, Matt Grzewski, Roaston omitted, so he could be like someone you have on your bench as well. Leek Aaliyah, rested. Okay. Tom Papley's back, Aaron Francis is back, Peter Ladden's omitted, and Riley Bias, if you still own him for some reason, also omitted. Let's see, who could be the sub here? Let's have a look at the bench. Angwin for the Giants, maybe. Or Toby McMullen. And, I reckon either Braden Campbell or Sheldrick. Please don't be Sheldrick, because I've got him in a draft league. Alright. Moving on to the next game. Gold Coast Suns versus the Brisbane Lions. Nick Holman's back. Jai Farah. Alex Davies. I didn't even realise he was still on the list. Lockie Weller. Sam Collins. So a lot of ins for the Gold Coast. Sam Clossy injured. Swallow omitted. Jepson omitted. Walter omitted. And Dan Rioli is injured for about, was it 4 to 5 weeks or something like that? So yeah, he takes his role probably well, I would say. Connor McKenna's back. Zach Bailey's back. Kyle Lohman's injured. And Brucey Revel has been omitted. Let's have a look at the benches here. Let's see who could be the sub. Probably Sam Marshall or Connor McKenna, I'd say. And for the Gold Coast, Lombard or Holman or Butter. It could be either be one of those. So none of them really Supercoach relevant. All right. Let's go on to the next game. Fremantle versus West Coast. Another derby. Oh, they're all... Yeah, rivalry round is back. Anyway, Erasmus is back. Isaiah Dudley. Corey Wagner's omitted. Oh, sorry, he's injured. Matthew Johnson injured. So, no Cooper Simpson. For those who held, I'm one of those. Maybe he's playing back in the waffle or something. Archer Reed's back. Elijah Hewitt's back. Jack Williams omitted. Patrick Kelly omitted. And let's see, who's on the interchange? Banfield. Could be Dudley the sub, could be Erasmus. Yeah, either one of those. And for the Eagles, Hewitt and Marek maybe. Clay Hall. Maybe Clay Hall because he is, he's owned by players in Supercoach. So Mini will do that to us, I reckon. Or Tyrell Drewer. Okay. Alright. Just after that game... Sorry, I'm just watching the cricket and England's taken a wicket. Yeah, we'd love to see that. Not. Anyway, North Melbourne, Geelong. No changes to the Cats, so Tom Stewart's still in. Watch for those laid outs. You've got to watch for the Geelong laid outs. For North Melbourne, Hanson Jr.'s back. Marley, Zane Dersma, Will Phillips. Yeah, no one really there who's been named on the bench. Dersma could be sub. Stanty maybe, Zach Bench, Hanson Jr., could be either one of those. And for the Cats, could be Bose, could be maybe Jack Martin, Hoyston, could be any one of those either. Alright, next game. The Showdown. I don't know what number, Showdown number 69 or something, I don't know. Adelaide, no changes, why would you? Connor Rosie's back, thank you. Jade McAtee, Joe Berry, Manny Liddy, some might own him, omitted. Will Lorenz and Dylan Williams omitted. Alright. For the Crows on the bench here, who could be the sub? Could be Pedler, Taylor, or Chase Jones. One of those. And for Port Adelaide, well, could be any one of the five, so I'm not even going to bother trying to guess that. Alright, so Sunday squads. Jasper Elgar, Harry Armstrong, Steely Green, Noah Bolter's back in, and Seth Campbell's been omitted. No, he's injured. And for Collingwood, Tim Membry, Tom Mitchell, Dan Houston, Rowan Steele, and Bo McCreary is injured. So, yeah, these are just... Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye out tomorrow, Friday, 5 o'clock. See what the final teams are for that. And St Kilda, Melbourne. So this is a pretty big one. 3:15 too. Hey, it's only 2 games on the Sunday. And you think the AFL might schedule them to not overlap by a half. But no. One's at starts at 2:10 and the other one's at 3:15. Well, at least we'll have an early Supercoach opening, surely. Right, Supercoach? Right? Anyway, McLennan, Schoenmaker, Collard, Zach Jones back. Darcy Wilson is injured. And for Melbourne, Tom Sparrow, Charlie Spargo, Jet Adams, Blake Howes, Harrison Petty, Jack Cully in. Stephen May injured. Notice they didn't put suspension on there. What a joke that was. Harry Sharp omitted. And Colton Tholstrup omitted. Alright, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see tomorrow, see who actually makes their debuts. Alright, so let's have a look at my side now. And with the trades, wait for that to load. Alright, so we have no trades. Alright, so not really much we can do here. I've kept the vice captain the same. Bont into Dacos. Bont versus the Bombers and against Dacos against Richmond. So yeah, we'll be going with that. And if Bont goes well, we'll make Harry Boyd our captain. Zach Johnson got cover there in the midfield. Taru as the cover for my defense. And yeah, no one in the forward, and Bolton as my flex. Alright, so if there happens to be a late out, say in the midfield, and if I don't like Zach Johnson's score, could move one of these guys into the flex. Anyway, I'll work something out. Or I could put like Taru or something there. What am I talking about? Anyway. Alright, so that is the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the round 20 review. Bye.